Hi, my name is Taryn. I'm an Ayurvedic practitioner. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about what is Ayurveda and how could Ayurveda help you and why? Why would you choose Ayurveda? So Ayurveda is an ancient holistic medical system originated in India some 5,000 years ago. It was passed through knowledge of the great sages, and the whole basis of Ayurveda is balancing the mind, body, and the soul. When all three of those things come together, then we can be in perfect homeostasis and harmony within our body, which promotes good health. Some of the main points or simple points of Ayurveda is every person is individual. We are all individualized. We know that. Nobody looks the same. Nobody acts the same. We're all individual people, correct? Well, our healthcare should be the exact same. What may benefit me may not benefit you, even if it is fruits and vegetables. Not every single fruit or vegetable is going to be good for my digestion in my body at the same moment that it could be for yours. So we really look at each individual person. We come up with your body's constitution. Now, the body's constitution, you may have heard called doshas. We have three major constitutions: vata, pitta, and kapha. And your body's, everyone contains all three of these energies. It just depends on which energy may be more dominant than the others at any given time, or your original constitution would be the one that was dominant when you were born as you were a child. For a simple example of that would be someone with a vata dominant constitution would typically be more slender framed. You may have drier skin, drier hair, things like that. So there's little body indications, mental indications, digestive indications. Again, when we're talking about vata, for example, typically someone who has a high level of vata in their body may experience constipation or a slower digestive system than someone who is more pitta dominant, who might experience diarrhea or loose stools. So every person is very individualized. We have different balances of these three doshas. And to gain optimal health, what I'm doing is I am looking at your original constitution, what you were born with. And now I'm looking at your your constitution now, which may be a little off from your median here. And we want to get you back to that level that is your normal homeostasis of what's good for you and your body type. So, you fluctuate constantly, and this fluctuation is based off of your diet, your lifestyle, many, many factors. Let's see. So during an Ayurvedic consultation, this is what we do. We go through everything about your body. We're looking at your body type. We're looking at the foods that you eat, the times that you eat food, how you eat your food. Are you eating cold foods? Are you eating hot foods? How well your stomach is digesting these foods, how well your stomach is absorbing these foods. These things are all so important to get back to this level homeostasis. And in the Ayurvedic consultation, we of course recommend herbs, and those herbs will help get us back to those levels. So when you come in, you can expect to take anywhere from 60 to 90 minutes, usually closer to 90 minutes for your initial consultation. And this is so important. The first time I had an Ayurvedic consultation, I was almost in tears. because it's so thorough. It's not like going into your typical Western modern doctor's office where you're a number and you're in and out, and that's it. You don't really get to explain what's going on in your life. You don't get to explain the cause of what could be wrong with you. And that's another big, huge thing with Ayurveda, is we really, really narrow every single thing down to get to the root cause of whatever it is that's wrong with you, whether it is, you have a cold, or you have high blood pressure, or you have arthritis. Whatever it is, we are going to get down to the root of the cause, and we're going to fix that. We're not going to fix the symptoms that are associated with it. Those will fall off when the root cause is gone and alleviated. So that's the huge difference in Ayurveda and, modern Western medicine. Western medicine typically just addresses the symptom. Again, let's say something simple like a common cold. Your symptoms are, stuffy nose, runny nose, headache, sore throat. If you go into a Western doctor, they're going to give you some sort of medicine. Say you have a cough, they're going to give you some cough medicine. That cough medicine is doing nothing but suppressing that cough. It's literally numbing your throat so that your throat can't feel and can't do that. That's not productive. That's not getting rid of anything that's wrong with you. That's not stopping the cause of what's wrong with you. In Ayurveda, we would use herbs that would actually treat why you got the cough, where that imbalance started from, where it came from, why it developed in the first place, the parts inside your system and in your body that may have been imbalanced or weak, to say, which was attacked and caused the cold or whatever to start with. So it's very, very important. So that's the major number one difference in Ayurveda and modern Western medicine. And don't take me wrong, I'm not saying anything is wrong with Western medicine or modern medicine. It is obviously very advanced. We need it also, but these two things need to work hand in hand. If you have something like a cold, take herbs and go Ayurveda. If you have some sort of emergency trauma, like you're in a car wreck or a serious injury where you need surgery immediately, you've cut your arm off, something like that, then modern medicine is obviously very critical and very important in those times. So I'm in no way knocking modern medicine. I'm just explaining the benefits of Ayurveda and why I choose Ayurveda and why I choose to help others learn about Ayurveda and why I chose this profession. Ayurveda has helped my family tremendously. I see every day miracles within Ayurveda from taking herbs. And that to me is so powerful. And I feel completely honored to be able to share this wisdom and share this knowledge so that other people can experience the same thing. When you start taking prescription medications, they just snowball. It's like a domino effect of this, now a couple years later, you're going to need this, and this. I read a report actually recently, and I'm not sure how accurate this is, so please don't quote me on this, but it was an interesting read, that by the time a person reaches over 55 years old, and they have an average of 12 prescriptions they're taking a day. That seems really high and excessive, but also the point being, they just stack. One thing causes something else. I've had so many clients come in who have had this happen, and they come to me at the end of desperation and say, I don't want to take all this anymore. These medicines make me feel horrible. They make me feel this way. They make me feel that way. Please help me to get rid of all of these. and we work together, and we find the root causes. We find the root causes of whatever it is, and we alleviate that cause. And then a lot of times people find that they don't need their prescription medications anymore. They go back to their regular Western doctor. They have the blood work done. They have, all the things to check whatever it was they were taking those prescriptions for, and they aren't needed anymore. So Ayurveda just works absolutely wonderfully. It's not, a lot of people just think of Ayurveda as maybe the body work or the massages or something like that. And that's only a teeny, tiny part of Ayurveda. The main part that I work with is consultations and herbal recommendations to really treat the body and to treat the individual. We also, during an Ayurvedic consultation, you also get a tongue diagnosis and a pulse diagnosis. Now, why these two things are important is by looking at your tongue, I can see many things going on. I can see how your digestion is working. I can see imbalances of those three doshas, the Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. I can see all that from your tongue. And also in the pulse diagnosis, the same thing. I can go through, I can feel the imbalances, I can feel your constitution, I can feel where in the body those imbalances might lie just from your pulse. This isn't a typical pulse where, I'm counting how many times I feel that beat. It's not like that. We feel the rhythms, we feel deep down in to kind of monitor and feel the different areas of the body and the different doshas. These two things are very helpful tools within Ayurveda. Now, in Ayurveda, we typically believe that pretty much all disease starts within the gut. It starts within your digestion. And your digestion is not just what you eat. It's not how you eat. It is how your body is assimilating, absorbing, and then excreting whatever it is it eats, whatever you eat. It is those three things. It's not just what you eat. It takes all three of those things to have a healthy body. If you're eating all the correct foods, and I have so many people come in and they say, I eat healthy, I eat fruits and vegetables, I eat salads for lunch, I eat a smoothie for breakfast. I do all the things that I think is correct, but I'm still constipated. I'm still have stomach pains. I'm still bloated. I don't know why. That is why you're eating the wrong foods at the wrong times. Your body isn't absorbing them correctly. I see people all the time with absorption issues and vitamin deficiencies, even though they're taking the right things. They're taking even supplements for vitamins because they've had blood work done and told that, they're deficient in this or that, and they can't get their levels up. It's because your body is not absorbing them correctly. You must absorb to get them in, and that that happens in the intestines. And if things aren't working correctly because you're eating the improper foods for your body type, then it's not going to work. The whole system is going to be thrown off. And once the system gets thrown off in the gut in that way, it starts to spread, it starts to move. And that's when other diseases arise in the body. That's when you may have high blood pressure or you may have arthritis. Because those imbalances, they're going to go and they're going to move to the weak points in your body. So absorption is important. Excreting, going to the bathroom, proper times every day, proper consistency. We talk a lot about poop in Ayurveda. We do. We ask a lot of questions during the consultation about it. Your bowel movements are very important, and it shows us exactly how your digestion is working. And I have people who come in and they say, this is normal for me, because this is how it's been, my whole life, or for the past 10 years or whatever. Just because something feels normal to you, because that's what's happening to you every single day, does not mean it's healthy, does not mean it's actually normal. If you're only having a bowel movement once every couple days, because that's normal to you, because that's what you've done for the past 20 years, that's not okay. Your digestive system is not working correctly and optimally. You're going to eventually cause more problems in the body and create disease. So it's very important that we start at the beginning of all these things and correct them. The saying, you are what you eat. And I always say, you're not what you eat, you are what you digest, you absorb, and you excrete. Because that's so much more than just what you eat or how you eat. So all these little things, they all come together, and we've addressed the root cause. We correct the root cause. And then as you continue to come through follow-ups after that, as we monitor your progress, you will see that then you will just be on a sort of a health promotion maintenance type period, where you will learn to maintain what your body needs and the lifestyle modifications that you need, and we will work together. Everything is always together. I am here mostly to help you and walk you through your health journey. I'm not here to fix things for you. I have the knowledge, and I'm going to help you do it for yourself. Once you learn about these things, and once you learn about your body, your whole life will change. I promise your whole life will change. It's an incredible feeling to learn these things about yourself, because it may be things that you never would have considered. But yet when you really look at it, it's such simple concepts that work, and it makes so much sense. And they help tremendously. Or use again an example of Vata. Well, let's go back. So each dosha is made up of a combination of the 5 elements. And in Ayurveda, we believe that everything in the universe, every single thing, is made up of a combination of these 5 elements: space, air, water, fire, and earth. And with this combination, we create Vata is air and space. Pitta is water and fire. And then Kapha is water and earth. So with these combinations, you can see, and I'll start again with Vata because that's a very easy one to kind of conceptualize. So Vata is made up of air and space. So when you think of air and space, you think wind, movement, cool breeze, thin air, dryness. So it's very easy to see if a person with a Vata dominant constitution has lots of air and space within their body. They have dry skin, they have dry hair, they're thin, they like to move a lot. Maybe mentally, minds are all over the place. It's hard to focus on one thing. And the digestive system, constipation, because everything is dry. It's very dry. So that's a very easy one to recognize. Now, with Vata, and all of this are very simple examples that I'm using. It obviously goes way deeper than this, but I'm trying to use this as an example to let you understand the importance of this. So with Vata, we have air and space. We have light, dry, cold qualities. When you treat something like that, say with the diet modification, something easy, you want to avoid the foods who also carry high amounts of air and space, of that dryness, cold, light qualities. So things like cold salads are horrible for Vata people. So bad on the digestive system. That's what's causing your constipation. Smoothies, cold smoothies, terrible for Vata people. Light foods like popcorn, chips, that sort of thing. Also very bad for Vata dominant people. So you want to do the opposite. You want to eat things that are warm, that are heavy, that are wet. And I often use the example of prior to Ayurveda. I have to admit, I was a chip person. Don't tell anyone. I love chips, any kind of chips or crackers, like cheese crackers, anything like that. Once I stopped eating those, now when I eat a bag of chips or so a few crackers or something, I immediately can feel the increase of Vata in my body. I get kind of anxious. My mind starts getting scattered just from chips or crackers, because my body does not need dry, light foods. If I have a smoothie, I'm going to feel that immediately. It's going to feel it within my body. So that's a very, very vague, very simple example of kind of how we treat. And it goes really deep. It goes deep into, each disease is caused by, an increase in these 5 elements, whichever element it is. An easy one to understand would be heartburn. You think heartburn, burns, heat, you have excess heat in the body. Pitta is made up of fire and water. So when you have excess pitta in the body, it may cause heartburn. So that's another one that's very, very simple to understand. But every disease has its root. Every disease has its combination of elements, whatever its causative factors are. And we're going to figure that out. We're going to figure out what your baseline is, where your imbalances are, and we're going to bring you back here so that you feel your best on a day-to-day basis. And even just the tiniest, smallest modifications will make you feel so much better immediately. So that's why I love Ayurveda. It's individualized. It is, it promotes self-awareness. It promotes self-knowledge. It is allowing you the knowledge to make healthier choices for yourself, because you understand why you're feeling certain ways. You understand what is making you feel certain ways. And all that self-knowledge is so empowering. Even that in itself can just completely change your attitude about health. And I know that, in the world today with, all the things that's happened over the past few years, there's just been so much uncertainty, especially on, who do you trust with your healthcare? What's the right decision to make? How do you decide? When you come down to it and you take all of these factors and all of this chatter from all these different sources and all these different people, when you really think about what's important, you think bringing yourself back to nature, bringing yourself back to where you came from, what's important within nature, using nature. And when I say nature, I mean everything from just being outside, the sunshine, appreciating the ground that we walk on, and most importantly, the herbs that we use as medicine. They are such a gift to us and are so important and such a critical asset to our lives and to our health. So I think that when we remove all this chatter and just, put our blockers on here and don't listen anymore, and really in our minds think common sense, logically, what makes sense. And what makes sense is to go back to original, back to organic foods, back to what the earth was given to, what on the earth was given to us, the herbs, the plant medicines, the fruits, the vegetables. Those things were given to us, and they were given to us for a reason. They were given to us to heal our bodies. So when we come back to that, our health skyrockets. We aren't suffering anymore. We aren't, in a state of fear anymore. We trust what was given to us. We trust our own bodies. We trust our immune systems because we have the knowledge of how our bodies work, what our bodies need, and where that stuff came from. It came from the earth. So Ayurveda really puts that into perspective to really, balance the whole body, mind, and spirit, because all those three things together are important to maintain good health. So that's my rant for today. Thank you for listening. If you have any questions or would like to learn more about Ayurveda, please reach out to me. Prithvi Mata Ayurveda, and that name Prithvi is earth in Sanskrit. Mata is mother in Ayurveda. So Mother Earth Ayurveda, which is a really important name to me. So reach out to me. And please feel free to ask any questions or book a consultation. Thank you. Namaste.